Once, in a small, dusty village nestled along the edge of a dry riverbed, there lived a man named Kwame. Known far and wide as a kind soul, Kwame had little to his name beyond a worn-out cloth, an old clay jug, and a heart that was always eager to share. But poverty weighed heavily on him, and he often dreamed of a better life, one where he would not have to wake up hungry or beg for his supper. One evening, while wandering the outskirts of his village, Kwame spotted a peculiar, radiant tree standing alone in the moonlight. Its bark shimmered like the scales of a silver fish, and its leaves sparkled as if dusted with the stars themselves. He'd never seen this tree before, though he'd walked this path countless times. Drawn to its glow, he approached it, reaching out to touch its smooth, cool bark. To his amazement, at the base of the tree lay a single silver coin, glinting brightly under the night sky. Could this be a blessing from the spirits? He whispered to himself, his fingers tracing the cold metal. Taking it as a gift, he pocketed the coin and returned to his humble hut, his heart light with hope. That night, Kwame dreamed of endless wealth, houses with tall thatched roofs, livestock grazing in the open fields, and children laughing in the warmth of a bountiful feast. But when he awoke, his vision faded, leaving only the memory of the silver coin. Eagerly, he returned to the silver palm the next night, and to his delight, he found 2 silver coins lying beneath it. His heart raced with excitement. Each night he returned, and each night the number of coins doubled. 2 turned to 4, 4 to 8, and 8 to 16. Before long, Kwame had amassed a small fortune. With his newfound wealth, he bought clothes finer than any he'd ever owned, filled his jug with sweet palm wine, and feasted as he'd only dreamed. Word spread quickly of Kwame's good fortune, and villagers began to whisper of his mysterious luck. But as Kwame's wealth grew, so did his greed. Though he had more than enough to live comfortably, he began to desire even more riches. If just a few nights have brought me this much wealth, he thought, then imagine what lies beneath this tree's roots. The more he pondered it, the more the idea took hold. Soon, he convinced himself that the true treasure lay hidden beneath the tree itself, waiting for him to claim it. And so, one fateful night, Kwame returned to the silver palm with a sharp spade in hand. Without hesitation, he began digging around its roots, loosening the earth, envisioning piles of gold and silver hidden in the soil below. As he dug deeper, the roots of the palm began to shake, and its silver bark lost its shine, fading to a dull gray. But Kwame paid no heed, driven mad with thoughts of endless riches. Finally, with one last heave, he uprooted the tree entirely, exposing the soil beneath it. But instead of treasure, all he found was dark, lifeless earth. In disbelief, Kwame searched the ground, his hands frantically clawing at the soil, but the magical glow was gone. The silver palm lay uprooted, its magic extinguished, and when Kwame returned the next night, there were no coins waiting for him. His fortune had vanished with the tree, leaving him poorer than he had been before. Days turned into weeks, and Kwame's wealth dwindled as quickly as it had come. His fine clothes grew tattered, his clay jug emptied, and he found himself once again at the mercy of his neighbor's charity. Ashamed and humbled, he wandered back to the dry riverbed where he had first discovered the silver palm. With tears in his eyes, he knelt where the tree had once stood, realizing the gravity of his folly. The silver palm had offered him a gift, not of endless riches, but of steady, lasting prosperity if only he had been patient enough to cherish it. And so, Kwame returned to his simple life, carrying with him a valuable lesson. Forced wealth, like the roots he had disturbed, could never last. True riches lay not in hurried gain, but in gratitude and patience. From that day on, Kwame shared this story with the village children, warning them against the dangers of greed and impatience. And though he remained poor, he was rich in wisdom, for he had learned that wealth, like the silver palm, only flourishes when it is allowed to grow naturally, without force or greed. For more interesting story like this one, don't forget to book the like button on this one and subscribe to this channel, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you very much for watching. Peace.